This is Mr. David with a lesson about the French and Indian War. To understand this war, it is good to understand the map of America. The Appalachian Mountains are a very important part of history in early America. Also, the middle part of the country has many rivers in it. The Mississippi, the Missouri, and in the east, near the Appalachians, is the Ohio River. The land east of the Appalachian Mountains was controlled by the British. That's where the British colonies were. The middle part of America, and also in the north, where Canada is, was controlled by the French. That's not all that was here, though. Spain had parts of the country in the south. The French-American War, though, was between the British and the French. There were 2 million people from Britain living in America. France only had 60,000 people. The Indians that were the Native Americans helped both the French and the English. The French needed their help the most because there were so few French people here. In the Ohio River Valley was where the French and English had some arguing about who would control that part of America. And that's what led to the French-Indian War. The battles were mostly in New York and Pennsylvania and Canada. Why is it called the French-Indian War? Well, if you were on the side of the British, you would call it by the name of the people you were fighting against. And you were fighting against the French, who also had a lot of Indians helping them. That's why it was called the French-Indian War. So after the war ended, the British had the most control over the land. And British settlers started to move across the Appalachian Mountains. But remember, there were still a lot of Indians, Native Americans living there, and they were fighting against these settlers. So to keep the settlers safe and to not have so much fighting, the British king, King George III, made an official government rule. He said it in an official way. That's what a proclamation is. He made the proclamation line of 1763. And that line was right across the Appalachians. And this meant that he did not want any more settlers moving across that line. It was too dangerous. So the British could not settle over there anymore. This made the Americans the colonists angry. They wanted to choose where they wanted to live. And also, because the war was such a long war, the British spent a lot of money fighting this war. And to pay back this money that was owed, they made the American colonies pay taxes for the cost of the war. That would lead to people getting angry more and more about Britain and would become part of the reason for the Revolutionary War.